Hi, my name is Hana Lemsouti. We will talking about the novel Returning to Haifa, written by Ghassan Kanafani, published in 1969, is one of the most prominent novels in the contemporary Palestinian literature, and due to the wide popularity that the novel has received, it has been translated into many languages and it was turned into a movie in 1981. The movie has won 4 international awards by describing the experience of oppression and displacement and the hope of returning to the stolen homeland. When we will talk about the novel embodied Ghassan Kanafani's attachment to returning to the homeland, and most of the events of the story revolved on the way to Haifa when Said and his wife decided to go to the home they left and where they left their baby during the events of the Nakba in 1948. And it also shows the bitterns and harsh conditions in which Said's family lived. Returning to Haifa revolves around a Palestinian family who has lived in a number of Arab countries since their asylum during the 1948 war, when the feeling of Haifa has started. Said's wife left her son at home to look for her husband, and in the choice created by the battle within the mass and all the shooting that was happening, Said and his wife were forced to flee from Haifa with thousands of families after it was invaded by the Zionists, and they were unable to bring their 5-month-old baby who stayed in the house all alone until one of the Zionist families came to live there. Said's families remained in the hope of returning and seeing their son, and after the suffering, they decided to return to Haifa in 1970 or 1967 in search of their child. On their way to Palestine, Kanafani will take us on a journey through the street of the Palestine or the Haifa. The novel beginning with the arrival of Said's family to Haifa and show all things changed after the city has become exactly what the occupiers wanted to become. The writer described the feeling of the Palestinians and the meaning of suffering, as well as Said and Said's wife feelings, why they are looking for their son. When Said and his wife returned to Haifa, they were surprised that their house belongs to a Jewish family that settled in it after the 1948 war, and that their son Khaldun has become a young man and his new name is Dov and not Khaldun, and he is now a conscript in the Zionist occupation army, and here the tragedy reaches its climax after the boy knew the truth and insisted on siding with the Zionist mother who adopted him. The most beautiful excerpt from the novel Returning to Haifa, when Said said to his wife, "You know, for 20 years I thought that the Mandelbaum gates would open one day, but I never imagined that it would open on the other side. It never occurred to me, and so when they opened it, they seemed to me terrifying, ridiculous, and to a great extent totally insulting. I would be crazy if I told you that the doors shouldn't open except on one side, and that if they were opened on the other side, they should still be considered closed. But that is the truth. And when Said said to his wife, "Do you know what the homeland is, Safia?" The homeland is that all of this doesn't happen. And he said too, the greatest crime that any human being can commit, whoever he is to believe, even for a moment, that the weakness and mistakes of others constitute his right to exist at their expense. And it is that which justifies his mistakes and crimes. All the tears of the earth cannot carry a small boat that accommodates two parents looking for their lost child. This what Khaldun or Dove said to his real parents. And Said said to the human being is an issue. And he said, I know Haifa, but Haifa denied me. Thank you very much.